Bullies are like shadows. They only exist in the absence of light. Shine a light on them, and they will disappear. I don't know who first said that, but those words got me thinking about two stories, one from my own life and one playing out in the news right now. Both are about standing up to bullies and why we must never let fear or cancel culture silence us. Today, I want to share a lesson from my book, En route to the Sunrise Saloon, and reflect on the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk, a husband, father, and political activist who built his life around conversation and debate. When I was in junior high, there was a kid named Brian Keneally. He was bigger than me, not very bright, and definitely not very nice. He told off-color Jewish jokes and went out of his way to make me feel small. The taunts went on for months. One Saturday morning, I had had enough. Lying in bed, I decided the problem was going to be solved before lunch. I slipped into my steel-toed boots, blue jeans, and leather gloves. I didn't tell my parents. I grabbed my bike and rode half a mile to Brian's house. My heart was pounding, not from the ride, but from knowing I might get my butt kicked. When his father answered the door, I politely said, "Hello, sir. I'm Jonathan from over on Country Drive. I'm here to fight your son. Can you get him for me, please?" There was a pause. He studied me, then went upstairs. A couple of minutes later, he came back. "My son doesn't want to fight you." And that was that. Brian never bothered me again. What changed? I didn't throw a punch. I didn't bully him back. I shone a light on him. I confronted the situation head on with courage and respect. Bullies thrive when we shrink away. They melt when we stand tall. That lesson feels painfully relevant this month. On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk, co-founder of Turning Point USA, was speaking at Utah Valley University when a sniper shot him through the neck. He later died in the hospital. He was 31 years old, a husband to Erica and father to two young kids. He built his reputation on campus debates at his signature Prove Me Wrong table, inviting students to challenge his political and cultural views. Whether you agreed with him or not, his work was about dialogue. Why bring up Charlie Kirk? Because his death has become the latest flashpoint in a culture that sometimes celebrates silencing our opponents. Within hours, social media lit up with both condolences and celebrations. A Secret Service agent was even put on leave for posting that Kirk spewed hate. This rush to dehumanize a person, whether from the left or the right, is the dark side of cancel culture. When we relish a human being's death because we disagree with them, we become the bully in the shadows. I didn't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said. Many didn't, but no one should be shot for speaking their mind. Free speech isn't just a constitutional principle, it's a moral one. It's the idea that the way to combat bad ideas is with better ideas, not bullets. In our polarized world, it's easy to confuse disagreement with hatred. It's harder, but more important, to sit down at the Prove Me Wrong table and argue in good faith. Kirk did that. Within hours, social media lit up with both condolences and celebrations. A Secret Service agent was even put on leave for posting that Kirk spewed hate. This rush to dehumanize a person, whether from the left or the right, is the dark side of cancel culture. When we relish a human being's death because we disagree with them, we become the bully in the shadows. I didn't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said. Many didn't, but no one should be shot for speaking their mind. Free speech isn't just a constitutional principle, it's a moral one. It's the idea that the way to combat bad ideas is with better ideas, not bullets. In our polarized world, it's easy to confuse disagreement with hatred. It's harder, but more important, to sit down at the prove me wrong table and argue in good faith. Kirk did that. If there's a thread connecting my story with Charlie's, it's the decision to face bullies with courage. When I knocked on Brian's door, I didn't expect him to change his mind. I simply refused to hide. Charlie Kirk spent his career inviting confrontation. The people who disagreed with him often showed up and told him why. Sometimes he convinced them, sometimes he didn't, but he stood in the light. Even in death, his wife is shining that light by refusing to cancel her husband's mission. So what can we do? We can stop cheering when someone we dislike is silenced. We can call out bigotry, whether anti-Semitic jokes from a 7th grader or online mobs attacking a public figure. We can teach our kids and our communities that the way to respond to speech we dislike is with more speech, not violence. We can remember that behind every headline is a person with a family. Charlie Kirk was controversial and influential. He was also a dad reading bedtime stories and a husband making dinner with his wife. Those truths can coexist. In your own life, that might mean confronting a bully. It might mean listening to someone you disagree with instead of dismissing them. It might mean defending someone's right to speak, even when their words make you uncomfortable. Light doesn't excuse darkness, it dispels it. Whether you're a kid in steel-toed boots or a leader on a college stage, courage and kindness are the best antidotes to bullying and cancel culture. Thank you for listening. If this resonates with you, share it. Let's keep the conversation going, with light, not shadows.